Hello channel viewers, I am DS, a psychologist.
Hi, I'm Paul, a psychology student.
So in this episode, Paul and I are going to talk about something that we have never talked before, and that would be tattoos. So it might not be apparent over here, but Paul is actually an individual with a lot of tattoos. So when I first met Paul in class, I looked at him and I was already shocked to see so many tattoos on his entire body, all the different parts that can be seen. So you want to show more of your tattoos, right?
So I have basically my arm done here, and I also have my left arm, my upper arm, which goes all the way to my back.
And from your thighs onwards.
My thighs onwards, I have my thighs and my chest and my stomach as well.
Wow.
Only my back is empty for now.
Oh, I thought most people would have done it on their backs though.
Yeah, I'm saving my back for a bigger piece in the future. When I have more money.
How much does it cost to do an entire bag? Just curious.
Actually, the cost really depends. If you go for a really good artist, a proper artist, it probably a few $1,000s. Yeah, a few $1,000s. For sure, easily a few $1,000s.
Okay, because when I first saw Paul and then I was already, not saying mesmerized, I was like intrigued by all the tattoos. The first thing that came into my mind is, this person is a P-type. Because generically I use this as an algorithm, right, to sort people into MBTI types. So before I even know you, before you even spoke, I thought you would have been a P-type individual. And then after knowing you better, yes, indeed you are an INTP. But I'm quite surprised because I thought that most people who want to have tattoos, they are the SFP types, but you are not one of those. What makes you want to be a person with tattoos?
I think for everyone it's a different reason, but for me, I think a lot of it has to do with the meaning behind the tattoos. I think a lot of it has to do with the appreciating the art and the history behind some of the styles, because within tattooing there's a lot of different styles. So some of the styles that I like have very deep historical value and artistic value that I appreciate, and I feel like some of the symbolism also has personal meaning to me for my life as well.
But why would you want it on your body? Because like, I could appreciate some historical things, but I could keep the books, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of like from like collectors kind of mindset. Like it's like collecting basically. So a lot of people like myself, we call ourselves tattoo collectors because we do collect art. So but the way we collect is different from just buying a piece and keeping it at home. But it's more of putting it on our bodies, I guess. It's much more personal and much more intimate that way, I feel. Yeah.
I actually have a lot of questions to ask, but never mind, we start off with more personal questions first.
Sure.
Which is your favorite tattoo on your body?
Okay, my favorite tattoo would be this one. I don't know if you can see it. This one, my arm here.
What is it actually?
It's actually a cardinal bird.
What's a cardinal bird?
So a cardinal bird is actually a bird that they don't migrate during winter, whereas other birds will actually migrate.
Oh, cardinal.
Yeah, so a cardinal bird actually stay during winter, and among all the birds that actually stay during winter, it's one of the few birds that actually maintain its colors.
So what is this name of this bird?
This particular bird, I didn't name it, but it has a banner that says "Mom." So basically, I got it from my mom because just like the cardinal bird, during the winters and the difficult times in my life, the one constant person there for me was my mom. So I just got it as a way sort of to remember her and sort of like take her everywhere with me wherever I go.
How much does this cost?
This one cost me about, I think, 450.
Wow.
Yeah, 450. I got it from a guy at Haji Lane there.
Have you ever regretted getting a tattoo?
Oh, definitely. I got a lot of tattoo regrets.
Share your experience.
I'll be lying if I wasn't. I've had tattoos that in areas where I cannot show but I would say I didn't get it in the best state of mind. At times I was drunk. or my friends, it was like a friend, it wasn't a professional tattoo. Like my friend was drunk also, and then it was just like impulsive decision. In a way I feel the regret, like I wish I hadn't done that, like I could save that space for something else more meaningful. But at the same time there's also an element of like it was spontaneous, it was fun. It carries a memory of this particular person or that particular night, you know. So there's a mixed feelings lah. Definitely there is a sense of regret sometimes lah. For sure lah.
Anyway, take note, this is a conversation, so you can ask me questions anytime also. We're just having a conversation. But
actually, I did have something I want to ask you.
oh, okay.
Because I know you mentioned even before I took the MBTI test, or before we got to know each other better. I remember very clearly at the start already you said straight away that most of people you know with tattoos are definitely P types. You did actually mention that before.
In class?
In class, you mentioned that, I think before class started or something.
Oh, okay.
So I was just wondering, what is it about like P types that have the tendency to get tattoos or like body modification piercings?
I think P type individuals, they have 8 functions like FI or SE, which means to say they want to experience things immediately. So maybe due to a moment of impulse, they want to get something on a piercing on their body. So that will be an SE trait. FI is basically like, I want to express myself regardless of what people think. So I therefore thought initially that a lot of people with tattoos may be more to do with the SF types, the SFP types. So I was quite surprised that you are NTP. Oh, but I knew you were introvert from the
beginning.
From the beginning.
Okay.
So personally, when I thought about tattoos, I have one very funny imagination in mind. If you want to get a tattoo, you cannot grow fat. An entire phoenix, right, turn into some block or whatever.
Definitely happens. Slight changes is still okay. But when you have very extreme body changes, like you suddenly become very big or you lose a lot of weight, it works the other way around as well. Sometimes the image does get warped because the artist will definitely plan the image according to your body type. They'll flow. A good artist will plan your image according to the way your body flows. So yeah.
No, for me, I think having a tattoo is a very extreme act. Some people even have it on their face. Would you want that?
For practical reasons, no. I get it. Intrinsically, the idea of a tattoo on my face, it doesn't scare me or doesn't put me off. But I think I wouldn't get it simply for practical reasons, like finding a job, or you can't cover it lah. There's no way to cover it. It's a very big commitment. Is what I would say. And I think my impulsiveness is not at that level where I would just get a tattoo on my face lah. I don't think I would do that. Another thing I wanted to ask was, what do you think, like as someone without tattoos, would you ever consider, like what's your thought process of why you wouldn't or why you would, or maybe I don't know, what you think about yourself getting tattoos?
First of all, there is some stigma associated with people with tattoos. People tend to see them negatively. They tend to see them like paikia or some people who are freedom rangers, whatever lah. And that image does not gel with what I identify with at all.
Right.
So I do not think that I will ever have a tattoo, even if it is a temporary tattoo, just stick on types, right? Just fake types. Also, I wouldn't think I would like, No, unless you are talking about those like maybe on National Day, then you're going to put a national flag over here. That, do you consider that as a tattoo? No, right?
Not really lah.
So that even those I also hesitate to do.
Right.
I don't have a desire to look good that way. As you can see over here, I have a lot of clothes This is the way I express myself. So it's a very safe way to express myself. So I think that having a tattoo is something permanent, and I don't want to regret the decision.
Right.
So there are a lot of people who like say, because they are with this particular girl now, so they want to commemorate, and then it's not a wise thing for me to do in this case, because in the lifetime a lot of men usually have a lot. So another thing is I am also, besides tattoo, not really open to other forms of piercings.
Okay.
So I wouldn't think of having a earring either. Okay. Would you?
I wouldn't, not because I don't think it looks nice. I'm scared of the pain. It's okay, hear me out. Because because I know a lot of people always say, you have a lot of tattoos, why don't you have any piercings? I actually had a piercing once. I actually had a septum piercing, which is in my nose. And when I did it was super painful, and then the whole healing process was very troublesome. So I just didn't, and I don't really feel like I don't really feel like the need to express myself in that way.
Well, imagining it really makes me squirm.
I just didn't think it was worth the pain for me.
But I thought if you have a ear piercing, that it should be much shorter.
Yeah, the pain is brief, but a very sharp pain. And like I said, I think like the risk and reward don't really add up for me. Like I don't see the need for myself to get. But I just want to circle back to one thing you said about.
You can remember what I said?
The SS. SP and FI. Was
Uh-huh.
it FI? Yeah. Because I think why you have that idea is because I think the concept of tattooing for a lot of people, if I might be wrong lah, but I think that a lot of the impulsive tattoos or like what you say, like tattoo my girlfriend's name, that kind of thing, it's a very emotional, very feeling kind of thing in the moment.
Okay.
That you really want, like what you say, you want to express yourself in that moment. But I think for me, the reasons why I get tattoos is a bit different. I think it's very I actually, for most of my tattoos, I think I go through a very long thinking process.
Oh.
Yeah, I have a very, very long thinking process before I actually get each tattoo. Yeah, and each tattoo, it's not right or wrong lah. There are people who get tattoos with no meaning, it's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But for me, a lot of my tattoos have very deep meaning. So I think take very long to plan what I want to get in the first place, what I want to incorporate in terms of the symbolism, what kind of style I want to get, which artist I want to go to, which month should I do it, like which is the best timing, that kind of thing.
Why am I think about month?
Like the healing process lah, because after you get a tattoo, you have the healing, so I have to plan out the schedule. Like I shouldn't be doing anything super important, like or any super like physical activities, nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
So I actually go through this whole long thinking process. Then I have to make sure that that idea really sticks with me for a long period of time before I actually get it lah. Because sometimes I have this idea like, oh, I really want to get this, or I see someone this, or I really want to get something like that. But then like I think about it for 8 months down the road, I don't have the feeling anymore that I will get it.
Oh.
But if I think about it, then like a year down the road, I still like, I really love that idea. I still really keep thinking about that idea, or it's been a theme of that period of my life. Then it's something that I will consider getting on.
So for a person who is interested to get a tattoo for the first time, what would your advice be for this person?
Number one advice is you wait lah. I would say wait.
Okay.
That's my number one advice. Because the only tattoos I regret is always the impulsive one. So just wait. If like I said, if 1 year down the road you're still thinking of the same idea, it's less likely you will regret it lah, I would say.
Oh.
And number two, I think would be find a very good artist because a lot of people want to save money. They get the cheap ones is it never turns out good lah. If it's cheap, it's not good. If it's good, it's not cheap lah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, as a person who has not done and will not do, I don't believe that ENTJs will do lah. But pardon me, if there's an ENTJ who has a tattoo, please comment and tell me. And if you are INTP who has a tattoo as well, you can also comment. But given that I will never do it, I just want to know from a scale of 1 to 10, how painful is it? Let's say a typical injection, like just an injection, a vaccination injection, that kind of thing. The pain maybe is 5 lah, for comparison's sake. Then
okay.
That one it should be how painful?
Highly dependent on the area of your body.
Oh, okay.
If it's on anywhere sensitive like the ribs, like the palm of your hands,
Ew.
it's like a 10.
Wow.
Yeah,
you have done with your palm before?
I haven't done my palm. My palms are empty for now.
Wow.
Yeah. So I also a bit scared to do. The neck, the throat is very painful from what I heard. Anywhere in your below that the underwear region, very painful. Nipples, 10 also, 100%. But anywhere else like the shoulder or that is maybe like a 5.
Oh.
Because the thing is, if you sit for long hours, right? After all, your body just gets used to the pain. It's like nothing. The shoulder is like 5, something even 4. Yeah, I did my inner lip as well, which is like painless, completely painless.
Inner lip?
Yeah, I have like. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but
I can see.
Yeah.
What's the number? 375, is it?
It says loser, but with the number. The 3, yeah.
So every time you want to woo somebody, you just show your lip, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say that Paul is really an expert in tattoos already, because you are one of the individuals that I have seen with the most tattoos on your body. So viewers, if you have questions to ask about tattoo, I think this is a very good time to ask, because he will surely know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so at Channel Neat we produce a lot of interesting videos like this one. If you have enjoyed, please give us a like, and if you have not subscribed, do consider subscribing so that we can bring you more fun videos like this. Okay, and we're going to sign off now, and we'll see you in our next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.